Hi everyone, my name is Masran Tamin. Welcome to today's discussion on marketing management. Today, we are exploring a very practical and powerful topic: forecasting demand and measurement, specifically the methods and benefit of forecasting. Forecasting is essentially predicting the future, but in a business sense, it's about estimating how much product customers will need, how the market will behave, and what trends are coming. Why is this important? Because good forecasts help business make smarter decisions, plan strategically, and ultimately stay ahead of the competition. In this session, we will cover six key insights: importance of forecasting and methods, qualitative versus quantitative methods, forecasting process steps, meeting customers' demand, learning from past data, and financial implication. We will also use real world example so you can connect theory with practice. Let's dive in. First, why is forecasting crucial? Imagine running a business without knowing how much demand to expect. You could overproduce, leading to waste, or underproduce, leaving customers frustrated. Forecasting helps anticipate market trends and guide strategic decisions. There are two main approaches: qualitative and quantitative methods. Qualitative methods rely on expert opinion, market survey, or focus groups. For instance, a fashion brand might ask trend expert which colors will be popular next season. Quantitative methods rely on numbers, past sales, market data, or statistical models. For example, Amazon used historical sales and sophisticated algorithms to predict future demand for every product. Understanding both approaches help business choose the right method depending on their situation, sometimes combining them for better accuracy. Let's explore this method a bit deeper. Qualitative methods are great when historical data is limited or when launching new products, but they can introduce bias because they depend on human judgment. For example, a marketing manager personal opinions might not reflect actual customer preference. Quantitative methods use data-driven analysis, which is more objective. This includes time series analysis, regression models, or trend projection. For instance, Walmart used massive data set to forecast weekly product demand. However, the quality of the forecast depends heavily on data integrity. Poor or incomplete data can lead to wrong prediction. So, accurate data collection is key. Forecasting is not just about plugging numbers into a formula. It involves a structured process. First, developing a basis for the forecast, which is gather data, identify variable, and define objective. Second, choosing the method, qualitative, quantitative, or a combination. Third, preparing data, clean, organize, and check for accuracy. Next, generating the forecast, which is apply the chosen method to predict future demand. And then, last but not least, reviewing and monitoring, which is compare forecast with actual result and adjust method if necessary. Each step contribute to the accuracy of the final forecast, reducing risk and improving decision making. Think of it as building a bridge. Each step ensures the bridge is strong and reliable. One of the biggest benefits of forecasting is that it ensures products are available when customers want them. For example, Apple carefully forecasts demand for iPhone before a product launch. Accurate forecasts allow them to produce enough units to meet global demand without excessive overproduction. Customers get the product they want, and Apple avoid inventory problems. In short, forecasting improves customer satisfaction, builds trust, and strengthens brand loyalty. Another benefit is that analyzing past data helps business learn and improve. For instance, Starbucks tracks sales pattern for different beverage times of day and location. They analyze what worked, what didn't, and use this insight to refine future forecasts. This leads to higher success rates, smarter marketing campaign, and better resources allocation. Essentially, history helps guide future decisions. Forecasting also has financial importance. Investors, lenders, and stakeholders want to see that a company understands its future prospect. For example, if a startup wants a loan to expand production, a well-prepared demand forecast shows lenders that there is expected demand and that the company is likely to succeed. Accurate forecasts help with budgeting, cash flow management, and investment planning, making the business more credible and financially stable. So, to summarize, forecasting demand is not just a number crunching exercise, it's a strategic tool. It helps anticipate market trends, guides both short-term and long-term decisions, ensure product meets customers' needs, provide lessons from past performance, and support financial planning. By understanding both qualitative and quantitative methods, following a structured forecasting process, and ensuring data integrity, business can make informed decisions, reduce risk, and stay competitive. Thank you for watching. Remember, forecasting is not about predicting the future perfectly. It's about preparing for it wisely.